James Martin.
Present.
Margaret Wilson is present.
I knew
Sorry
she-
about that.
Walder. Amina Shakur. I see you there. And Candace Howell.
Present.
Thank you, Ms. Vanessa. Has everyone had an opportunity to look over the agenda? Yes.
Yes.
Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll move to approve the agenda.
Second.
Okay, it's been properly moved and supported. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposition?
Aye.
Thank you, Margaret. Okay, so the agenda has been approved. We do not have the September minutes. We will review those and approve them at our next meeting. So at this time, we'll have citizens' comments on non-agenda items.
There are no citizen comments at this time.
Thank you. And then we will move into old business, the 2021 application committee. Candace, do you have a report for us?
Yeah, pretty brief. This is my first time chairing the committee, and I just found it interesting and a little bit frustrating that we didn't get to the number of people that we were looking for, in response to interested parties. I do have, what you sent from the north side, north side, Tammy. I have what Margaret sent from Vine. I have what I was able to get from Edison. And as far as any additional information, Jim, I'm not sure that you got all the new interested parties or not. If not, I have some. I've been trying to actually get additional contact information for them. Tammy, for instance, those 4 or 5 that you sent. I'm not really sure that I have good contact information for them, so I'm not sure what we do with just a name. Vanessa.
Yeah, I
Well,
think
we actually need the contact information of the individuals.
right.
Yeah, well, Jim, you're the recipient of the interested party list, right? Or
Well, I've got and I had sent over what I have to Vanessa, but yeah, like she said, we need that contact information if we're going to.
Okay, so I'm gonna send you what additional I have. It's only like 4 or 5 different people that I've been able to get the contact information. I've talked to a few of them directly, so I know that the contact information is good. So I'll email that back to you tonight. I don't have any other additional thing. What I'm assuming everybody is waiting on is that piece of paper in hand, the information about the pre-submission training and the NOFA meeting.
Yeah, well, I think
we got that.
Well, I think I think Chris and Vanessa and I had talked in regards to the flyer, and I think that's if it's not complete, I think it's close. I think we had completed that, but I think Chris was finishing up with the Hispanic portion of that, and then we were going to finalize that. But I think it's pretty much ready to go, and that'll go out to those neighborhood groups, I believe. And Vanessa, correct me if I'm wrong. I think it'll go out to the other interested parties where we have contact information. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
And even if I send you duplicates, it's okay because I don't know who's on that original database.
Right.
So I'm just gonna send them.
Yeah, that the more information, the better. But obviously, email is critical. An actual contact person and what their role is would be helpful also. And any if there's a telephone number or something like that, I'd put that in the
I'll send you what I have, and if it's not enough information to disseminate information to them, then we try. I think neighborhood associations would have better information, but I haven't, for instance, been in direct contact with anyone other than Edison. And Margaret, I know you sent good information pretty much from Vine. So, we'll get to the people that we got information on. That's all I can say. The only other thing I can do personally is to get on the phone and dig up some email addresses and call and get contact names. For instance, like the Hispanic American Council, for instance, they wanted somebody specifically to get notice, and so I have that. I know you don't have that name, I don't think, but I'll get it to you tonight.
Okay.
But all of them don't have good contact information on them. So until we can get a piece of paper in our hands, and I like the idea of what Edison Neighborhood Association was going to do, because they want to hit their Facebook page, their newsletter, their
Sure.
business leaders, and they can't do that until we get them the hard copy of whatever it's going to be, so they can put it in their neighborhood language and send it to the neighborhood groups that they want to send to.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's probably true for everybody. There's nothing they can do until they get concrete information. The NOFA announcement is coming out tomorrow. Vanessa?
So I believe that is a part of James's committee report.
Oh,
So
yes.
he'll
Yes.
update us on
You're
that.
right. You're right. You're
Yeah.
right.
Once we get there, he'll update us on the information. Do you
Yeah.
have anything additional for your report?
No,
Candace?
I don't. That's it. That, we have a deadline for any new participants, right? What's the deadline? Jim, is there a date that we can't send any more notices out or something? Do we have that date?
Well, I think when the notice goes out, it'll go out to everybody that's on the contact list. And that's sometime in, maybe Vanessa and Chris can answer this question, because I was thinking that was going to go out quite soon.
Yeah, well, it's supposed to be published next Wednesday,
Okay.
the paper. So probably Wednesday will be.
Wednesday would be the date that it goes
Yeah,
out to everybody else well on the email list.
Right.
Okay. So we'd have to have that information, Candace, probably no later than Monday, let's say. So we can get it into the database. That's what Vanessa has. And
Okay.
all
right.
Yeah. So Monday kind of at the latest, if you would. And then, but they can, even after that time, they can get information from the community, from the neighborhood association.
Yeah, I'm more concerned with just getting the neighborhood associations and business associations the information
next
they
Wednesday.
can send out
Yeah.
to their own database.
Yeah. So it sounds like next week, Wednesday is when that's.
Okay. All right.
All right.
I don't have anything else unless somebody has questions.
Did you go down the information that I provided you, Candace?
I'm sorry.
Did
He
you
did
share the
not.
information that I provided to you?
I have it pulled up, Vanessa. I can read it.
Yeah, she might have not seen it.
Go ahead and read it, because I don't have it up right now anyway. Tammy,
Please,
can you read
Tammy,
it?
will you?
Yeah, so it was just kind of an overview of the September 28th meeting. During that meeting, we addressed the following. We discussed the funding for the community-based programming as follows. CDBG, $350,000 will be awarded in 2021 for repairs, down payment assistance, and youth development. And then for home, $350,000 will be rewarded for rental housing, home ownership, and homeowner rehab loans. And then James will discuss the notice of funding availability and pre-submission training under the new business.
Okay.
And that's the end of the report. Thank you, Candace. So we'll move to the Targeted Neighborhood Committee. Megan is not here, so we will not hear from her tonight. And then we'll move to new business, where James will talk to us about the 2021 notice of funding availability.
Okay. Yeah, as Chris and Vanessa mentioned, Wednesday, the notice will go, I believe, into the Kalamazoo Gazette. Also will be posted, I believe, on the city's website, and the notification will go out to all of the interested parties, and that would include the neighborhood associations, as well as all of the interested parties from the prior year, and those that we have included, the ones we've added this year to the interested parties list. So right now, I think that's about 4 or 5. So it sounds like we've got a few more to add. And that notice will go out next week for the NOFA meeting that will be held on the 29th. There will be 2 sessions. The first will be at 10 a.m. and the other will be at 5:30. Similar to this, those will be remote meetings. So folks will dial in, they'll get an invitation. So again, it's critical that we have the email information so that goes out to them, the invite to that meeting. So again, those will be held October the 29th, 10 a.m. and 5:30. Meeting notices will be posted at City Hall, on the city's website and Facebook page, and in the Gazette as of next Wednesday, which was, I believe, October the 14th. Is that correct?
Right.
Yep.
All interested parties must attend one of the virtual meetings in order to be eligible to submit an application for funding. And that's all I've got, unless someone else has questions.
Thank you, James.
Okay, thanks, Tammy.
So now we'll move to communication and updates from staff. Vanessa's going to update us on some COVID-19 information and funding.
Yes, yes, yes. So as we all know, we had a real healthy award with the initial CARES Act funding. And on September the 11th, HUD announced its 3rd award, just as of this point, I'm thinking the final one for the CARES Act. And the city of Kalamazoo has been awarded an additional $482,782. Our current CARES Act awardees are senior services for $25,000, Housing Resources, Inc., in the amount of $719,052. So what we really need to do is we need to come together and really discuss the most current award that we have received. And what I really want to do is briefly go over the activities that HUD has provided that is allowed. And of course, this is just examples. And if necessary, which I think it would be more permissible, is for us to actually do a call meeting next week. So that is something that I think would benefit us, because then we would be able to really sit down and talk about the various needs in the community and identify those businesses that we can possibly assist with the 3rd award. The following examples of eligible activities are building and improvements under public facilities. And here we're talking about constructing a facility for testing, diagnosis, or treatment. We know that this, of course, is already in place through various areas throughout the city. Rehabilitation of community facilities, acquire and rehabilitate or construct a group living facility that may be used to centralize patients undergoing treatment. The rehabilitation of commercial buildings or closed school buildings that will more or less could be used as a place for testing. They also offer acquire and quickly rehabilitate a motel or hotel building to expand capacity for hospitals and things of that sort. Of course, we really don't have that need here in the area. Going on down to assistance to business, including special economic development assistance. That's something that we already have in play and that we will be actually providing awards in the amount of $2,500 at a max. And that, of course, will be going through United Way. They will be the recipient of that. Provision of new or qualifiable increased public services The next one would be planning capacity, building and technical assistance. So I'm thinking that what would be best at this time is to do a call meeting so that, this will give you time enough to be thinking about any other businesses or agencies in the area, the needs associated. And at that time, we can sit down and really, go through and be able to submit something to management. Okay. So is there a date that you thinking that you will be available next week? That would be a good day. Because Tammy, I know you're having to go.
You're talking
And
about
this is
the
a
week of the 12th,
discussion I
right?
really don't want you to miss. Excuse me?
You're talking about the week of the 12th, right?
Right, next week. Any evening would be, I'll be available, except for, of course, Thursday.
I cannot do Tuesday evening.
Okay.
That's Margaret.
We'll do Wednesday.
And I will have to double check my schedule because I also have I have 2 evenings, but I need to double check what the other one is. I think can I send you an email, Vanessa?
Yes.
Like an hour? Okay.
Okay, that would be fine.
Thank you.
Right. So, and maybe what would be helpful is if all of you just could check your schedules, your itineraries, and see exactly what you have available, and then just shoot me a quick email and we'll come together on a date. We're talking about 5:30 or 6. And which time would be available for everyone? What would be best, 5:30 or 6 o'clock?
Either
6 o'clock
or,
works
Vanessa.
better for me.
Okay.
6 o'clock works.
I'm
I know
open
some people
5:30
have
to
to go to work. Okay, all right. Antonio, you have anything you want to share? You're on mute.
Yeah, I see that. Pretty much wanted to share with everyone that we've hired a replacement for Jennifer. That used to be our secretary, taking minutes. She starts this coming Monday. And so next month we'll have someone there physically to assist Vanessa and Chris with not only notes, but also scheduling in the future as well. Like these meetings and maybe sending out a calendar request in the future to see which days work best if you want to meet in the evening for a committee meeting, things like that. So we'll have additional assistance back next month for the CDAC board moving forward.
Anything else?
Not me.
Vanessa,
Yes, ma'am.
are the CARES Act funds the process for getting them an application process? I mean, how does one become eligible for CARES Act funds?
Well, pretty much the same way as we discussed. The first is that they don't necessarily, at this time, we haven't exactly decided how we're going to distribute. So once that takes place, there may or may not be an application process.
But it has to be directly related to COVID impact.
That is correct. That is correct. So the application process wouldn't necessarily be with us, but those who are actually vying for funds, who may be in need of funds, as far as our citizens, they would actually go through the business agency that the money is actually being directed to.
Oh, okay. So for instance, the business association in this community could become eligible for those funds? No, they have to be COVID related. So that's what I'm going to more or less share with you.
that the actual activities that I just discussed, those
Yeah.
are the activities that HUD have forwarded to us examples of.
But there may be businesses that meet that criteria though, right? And if there are, they're good to go with trying to get some assistance that were actually
Right,
directly.
that's what we're,
Okay.
that's what we're going to discuss, yes.
Okay, all right.
Want me to chime in a little bit on the business side?
Mhm.
Yeah, so in the case of the businesses, similar to what we as the city provided dollars for COVID assistance earlier this year to businesses to access, these are some additional dollars that have been identified pretty much by the feds. They utilize these dollars to assist businesses. But you only have, like Vanessa said, you have a window of items that you can do. Meaning you just can't
Right.
do anything.
Yeah,
So
I
you
wrote
can
them
do-
down.
Yeah. So you have the COVID components, and what we're looking at doing is this is grant dollars, but it's reimbursable grant dollars. So what the businesses are eligible for is pretty much COVID related costs, but they're going to have to provide information to get reimbursed for the costs that they spent up to $2,500.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
I just had a question, maybe Antonio or Vanessa. Would you be able to provide us with kind of some insights in regards to where you see some of the greatest need, if you will, or the best impact for some of those dollars that are coming along? I think you said it was what, 482,000? Is that roughly? Is that correct? So do you have a little bit of an idea at this point? Is that something that you'll bring to us next week, or, just be good for me? I mean, a couple of things flying around in my mind, but I'm not really sure, if you folks have some better insights in regards to where some of that need might be. And the other part of my question would be, will the city and or CDAC reach out to those folks where we see that need, or how does that happen in terms of making sure they get to the right spot or where they're going to do the greatest good?
Yeah, we can provide the information next week, and also let you know what's been going on already with the first dollars, because this is additional dollars. So there's other dollars that have already been pretty much awarded to agencies to assist, and those agencies have even gotten additional dollars beyond our dollars to assist working with businesses and also working with the public for food, clothing, housing, and all those areas. So we can talk about that more next week.
Okay, great, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any additional questions from the
Yes.
board?
Did you guys pick a date? Did I miss the date?
I think we're all emailing to see what our availability is.
Okay, all right. I just wanted to make sure. I was like, did I miss a date? And so we didn't miss a date, so I'm good. All right, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for the updates. So we are moving back to citizens' comments.
We have no comments.
Okay, so we are at the point where we adjourn our meeting. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second. I can second. All in favor?
Heard somebody, but
Candace?
We are adjourned.
Is she gone?
Yeah, she said we're adjourned. She said we adjourned.
Oh, okay.
She left.
All in favor?
very good.
Candace, Candace, can you hear me?
Yes.
Could you give me your phone number right quick?
Oh, do you want to give it?
I'll give it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll provide her with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All righty.
All right.
Yeah. We'll give our number out over the
See
airwaves.
you later.
Bye-bye, all.
All right. Bye.